BBC Radio 1 and 1 Extra.
It's not just me that is in awe of Sam K. It's, of course, Charlie Sloth, the People's Prince, is a huge fan of Sam K's as well. If you've never heard of him, you will know him perhaps as a battle MC extraordinaire. But since his days of winning the jump off week after week after week after week, of course, the same place that Professor Green came through, he has become an artist in his own right. I don't think there are too many of his tracks that I haven't played. He's prolific, but always very, very high standards in what he does. And his name, as you already know, is Sam K. And luckily, because of course it would be a waste of an intro if he wasn't here, Sam K is here. Hello, sir.
Hello, what an intro, man.
It's
Big
all
up
good.
yourself.
It's all good. It's all good. Sam, Finish Line. This is the track we're about to play. But for people who haven't heard about you, I've just given a little potted history of you and winning the jump-offs. Tell me about how it feels to step into a ring where there's all these people around you that you don't know. There's just one guy standing in front of you. I mean, how does that feel?
Like, as an artist, the one thing that probably artists love the most is being able to share their talent or their creativity with people. And with the whole battling thing, when I used to do the battling, I just saw it as entertainment, really. It's just lyrically getting a point across, really. And that's what I've always done. And from the beginning, whenever I've started writing lyrics, it's always been for me expressing myself, saying how I'm feeling. So for me, the jump off, it was always just another way for me to expose myself, sort of, to
Not
to
literally,
an
obviously.
audience.
That's a whole different type of jump off. That's more of a jump on, presumably.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, I mean, there was always probably more nerves battling compared to when I'm performing. Because when I'm performing my tracks, I know exactly what I'm doing, what the bars, what the lyrics are. Whereas with battling, it was always kind of like you had to kind of improvise a bit as well, just to get the crowd reaction. So yeah, it was more unexpected. You never knew what was going to happen.
And a lot of really sick battle MCs, especially the Americans, have found it very difficult to translate that kind of on-stage persona into big records.
Yeah.
Was that ever a fear of yours? Did you have to change your style, or kind of, because what's often happened, you know, the cannabuses and those kind of guys, was they almost try to overcomplicate it.
Yeah. For me, though, funnily enough, I only ever went to Jump Off to promote this EP I had recorded called Me, My Pen and I. And I feel like as an artist, I have progressed, regardless of the battling. Like, even putting the whole battling to a side, I was always bound to improve. And I still think I am always improving as an artist and developing. In that sense, I was always personally an artist first, and battling was just something I felt I could do, as opposed to starting off with battling and then turning my hand to music. So I feel like I have developed as an artist for sure, but it wasn't necessarily to do with the battling. It was more to do with life experiences, me getting better in the booth, better recording techniques, because I mix and master my own stuff as well. I've got a home studio, so everything you've ever played of mine has been recorded in my home studio.
And I'm fully in control, Sam. Fully in control.
Yeah,
okay,
man,
let's fast forward, because people can put Sam K in or Sam Khan, your previous incarnation, and they can find out all about you on YouTube and Google, etc., etc. Let's go forward to Finish Line, the track I'm about to play. Rim Shocks. How did you two come together? He's the producer.
Man, you know about Rim Shocks, right? You know how crazy.
Do I? Well, this track, you know, the Reality Check, which is the original instrumental of that, I played that first. So, you know, I'm a big fan of Rim Shocks.
Definitely. I mean, me and Rim Shocks, man, we're basically boys now, because the first kind of major sort of airplay he got was when I vocaled one of his beats, and that was a track called The Lonely Guy.
Sick track.
Big up yourself. So obviously you were championing that track, and that was a big look. And he was getting out anyway, but I basically, we met each other, came across each other's stuff on Facebook. He'd heard of me, I'd heard of him, and
because he's in Newcastle, right?
He's in Newcastle, so we have loads of Skype studio sessions where we're just on Skype. He might be making a beat, I might be having a concept for a tune, and then we'll just bounce ideas off each other. So yeah, man, I mean, we've had quite a few tracks actually together recorded, and yeah, we just got a good chemistry, man. It's like one of those vibes where he's a very melodic producer. He's sick with the melodies, and he just has those kind of beats that, for an artist, it almost paints a picture in my head, like when I'm listening to the beat, it tells its own story without me even saying anything. So for me, I love those kind of producers. Like, he's a big talent. So for me, I'm blessed to be able to work with a producer like him, and I guess it brings the best out of me as well. So I have to big up Rimshots, man.
Yeah, no doubt at all. Interesting enough, when people get a bit nervous talking about religion and things like that, I have no such issues, neither do you, clearly.
Yeah.
But this track, Finish Line, is more overtly the reference points to your faith than has been before. Is there
Correct.
a reason for that?
Yes, actually. In the last year, 2 years, I have been learning a lot more and discovering a lot more about my faith. So I've always had strong faith, and I've always believed in God. But in terms of putting it into practice and implementing it into my life and understanding why certain things happen, I've only realized a lot of things on a deeper level recently. So for me, whenever I write tunes, whatever I'm going through in life at that time is what translates into the tune. So in terms of going through trials and tribulations, etc., it's just me realizing recently that it is all a test. Life is a test.
Yeah, because a lot of rappers are not shy to mention certain references to religion, whether it be J Electronica or there's been lots of different MCs that have mentioned this. Is there ever anything in your mind that has ever kind of held you back to say, well, certain things are appropriate, some things are not appropriate to mention? Are you scared also of alienating a certain audience that doesn't believe what you believe?
So I started off not caring, and then you go through a phase where you get all this input from everyone else saying, you need to do this, you need to do that, and I needed to take a step back and just really look at myself in the mirror and say, who am I as a person, who am I as an artist? So at the end of the day, I was born here, I was born in North London, I'm Asian, I'm a proud Muslim, and all of these things make me who I am. I was born in London and I'm British, but I've also got background and I've also got faith, and I'm not afraid now to sort of put that into my music because I've developed as a person, as an artist. So I'm looking forward to making the music that I'm kind of going to be making now, because I just feel like
cool. It's
just real for me.
Krept and Conan are very similar in that respect. They are very, very obvious about such reference points. But anyway, let's hear the track now, because I love the beat, love what you've done with it, and I would love you to introduce the track.
Wicked, man. Well, guys, this is a world exclusive first play on the Nihal show. This track's called Finish Line, produced by Rimshots. It's a Sam K exclusive, man. Big up, Nihal.
All I do is state the facts. I was about to fade to black, trying to make the paper stack. Now every day I put my forehead on a prayer mat, telling